I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then you're not here, you missing out. Is this show?
Welcome to the We Love Wrestling spot. I'm Terry with the pretty heel Danielle. Today we got somebody you probably hear all the time when you listen to music and wrestling. You see on YouTube talking to a whole lot of different people. You never know where he's going to pop up. He just released a whole lot of new music. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you guys. Can you tell us who you are, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is the former theme song king, now known as the Titan. It is Monteasy of the Swerve City Podcast, theme song maker, podcast host, motivational speaker, all that in one bag. Thank you for having me on, man.
Thank you for being here, sir. The first question I always ask everybody is, what started your love for wrestling, or why do you love wrestling?
Oh, man, great question, man. First off, thank you guys for having me on. Just have to say that first. WrestleMania 8 was the very first wrestling pay-per-view that I ever saw. So I'm 32. I have no problem saying my age. I'm pre-OG, so I'm pre-OG. I'm not OG yet, but I'm pre-OG. And WrestleMania 8 was my first one. The Hoosier Dome, Tito Santana versus Shawn Michaels, Sid Justice versus Hulk Hogan. One of my favorite top 3 matches of all time, Macho Man versus Ric Flair, for the storyline, the match, the after. I love that matchup. My other favorite match of all time, one of my favorite matches, Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper, which does not get talked about enough. I love that. I love that match. That's like me and Swerve in the recording studio right now, and I'll get more into that later. But that match is like me and Swerve in the recording studio. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, that was my first. That is my first inkling of wrestling. My granddad used to have a bunch of tapes, and used to have the wrestling tapes, and we used to order all the pay-per-views. My mom, my grandma used to order all the pay-per-views, and they used to say, like, on VHS tape, used to say Antoine's Wrestling Tape 1992 or Royal Rumble 1993 VHS tapes, and I used to run them tapes ragged. I used to have the little wrestling buddies. They had like Lex Luger. I'm not going to say the real American's name. His name will not be mentioned, but I had him, and I had a couple other people, Ultimate Warrior, and I used to like the wrestling buddies. And I used to jump on the couch and wrestle. Wrestle my sister, put her in the sharpshooter and stuff, and she still can't stand me to this day for that. But that's my first love of wrestling. I've been a fan my whole life, so this is natural for me getting involved in it all after all this time.
You just touched me when you said WrestleMania 8. Being that I'm in Indiana, happened at the Hoosier Dome. I was down there, so that right there. That's my first WrestleMania I went to. So
WrestleMania 8.
Yes, because it was here in Indianapolis. I remember it. I was a wrestling fan. My dad was like, yo, we getting ready to go downtown. We went downtown. We started off in Market Square Arena. They had a screen up. And then we went over to the Hoosier Dome. And, yeah, that was just amazing to me. I wish they'll bring another WrestleMania in Indianapolis. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. But you talked about the tapes, was there ever a tape when you was younger that you wanted to just get because you used to record wrestling all the time?
So, for everybody who does not know, we're all in the same age demographic and age group. So, at the time, Blockbuster used to sell, they used to have the tapes. So at the time, Blockbuster was right down the street from my house, and I used to go in there and see what tapes they had. So I was dying to watch WrestleMania 6. At the time, Hogan versus Warrior. Well, I just said his name. I said I wasn't going to say it. But oh well. Hogan versus Warrior, and the cover where they both are like the electricity and they're both on the cover. So I was like, man, I want to get this tape. So every time I'd go there, it'd be rented out. So I'm like, man, I just want to get this one tape. So one day I pop in there and after school, and I walk in there and it's there, it's available. So I ended up grabbing it, and lo and behold, that tape never got returned. And I think it's in storage somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I ended up keeping it. And I remember watching that one tape over and over again. And then the next tape, bro, and Queen, to answer your question, 1996. I'm at the time I was 8 years old. June 23rd, 1996. King of the Ring comes on. My birthday was when Stone Cold dropped that promo on Jake the Snake. On my birthday, I'm 8 years old, and then he talked about your Psalms, and all this Austin 3:16. Said I just whipped her. He said it on my birthday. At the time, I had no idea what that was going to do, but I remember watching it, and I'm like, I'm at my great grandmother's house watching it, and I'm like, wow, did he just say that? So then he ends up winning King of the Ring, and then Ahmed Johnson beats the crap out of Goldust. And Shawn Michaels and British Bulldog have a classic, and that's on my birthday. They ordered that on my birthday, and she was like, "Yeah, that pay." She's like, "You better watch it. That pay-per-view is $40." And we taped it, and then it ended up saying King of the Ring, Antoine, 1996, and I still got that tape to this day.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. I'm gonna kick it to Danielle because I'm in the tape memories. I'm just in.
He gonna ask you about what was your fifth tape. look. Wait. Let me stay in the arena for a little bit and then I'll take out. So, what DVDs do you have?
Oh, DVDs. Well, then when I got older, when I became a pre-teenager and a teenager, man, that was the time around. That was around mid-2000s, early 2000s. So I ended up having like King of the Ring 02 and you know what I mean? Like that was like the King of the Ring, like early 2000s, mid-2000s. I was really collecting DVDs. So the one that I always remember getting first was, you remember when they used to do like those biography DVDs on the wrestlers? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
They had one on Stone Cold. They had one on Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace, Eddie. They had one on so many other wrestlers. But there was one I ended up getting, which ended up being the very first one they put out of Edge. Remember when he was still coming out to the Rob Zombie music and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had. I forgot what the DVD was called, but that one came out. Edge. They had one about Edge, and then there was I remember getting Vengeance like 06, 07, something like that. So there was a time when I was just getting those DVDs and just watching them. And at this time, I started studying the music part of it as well. So to kind of answer that question with what I had with the DVDs, at this time, I was like, I had to be about 13, 14, going into my graduating high school. And at this time, I used to still have all the CDs of like Anthology, WWF The Music Volume 4, Volume 3, Aggression, Forcible Entry. So I used to watch all the DVDs. And then I had Forcible Entry, Aggression, and Anthology. And I would have all those things together, and I would be studying wrestling music while watching those classic DVDs.
I love it because that was me. I had the albums as well. And then the funny thing is, I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but it is what it is. I had friends like at times, because, you couldn't always afford it because I was buying things off of allowance. I had friends record the DVDs that they, or the CDs that they had. So I had the tape of it, you know what I'm saying? And because I just love to listen to theme music for some reason. It happened one time I was in the car and one of my, I think like, Rey Mysterio or something came on and somebody said, "You listen to theme music?" And I'm like, I love wrestling. Like, like it's a song at the end of the day,
Yeah, like these songs was low key more fire than the stuff that was on the radio at the time.
I'm telling you. So with that said, I think that's a great segue into like, what are you doing now as an adult involving wrestling?
Okay, now this is the promo bag I got to kick in here. So. If people do not know who I am, my rap name is Monteasy. Obviously, I make music for professional wrestlers. That is one thing that I do. So I'll start with the music first. I've made music for over 120 something wrestlers over these 6 years. 120 something wrestlers, songs recorded. We just did a tally of probably recorded. It's in the estimate of files that we kept, about 250 songs. Just in the studio, just working. It all started in 2014. I made a song called Roman Reigns, Heart of a Warrior in 2014. It went viral just randomly. And after it went viral, I just had this idea. I'm like, you know what? Let me see how I can make some money off this. I love wrestling. This is what I like to do. I think I'm a pretty good MC. So I started, like anybody else would do anything. I went out. A friend of mine was like, hey, Bret Hart's going to be here in Maryland doing an autograph session. You should come and meet Bret Hart. I said, okay. I paid out my own dollar to go to Maryland. I stayed at my friend's house. And then my manager, Rich, shout out to my manager, Rich, MTL family, love you, bro. He was like, there's a top heel faction. They come out to the games music. You should make something custom for them. I had no idea who these people were. I had no idea what the group name was. Shout out to my big bro, Drolix. I messaged him on Twitter one day. He told me about his stable, and I ended up making a song, and he ended up using the song at MCW Maryland Championship Wrestling for 6 years. So that was my story on how I got into wrestling music, and I just literally did it the easy way. I didn't charge nobody no money. I said, if you're a wrestler and you need theme music, I'm in the studio, I'm cooking up. I don't care who you are. And I did that religiously for about 3 years. And then I started to, make my price for what I did. And for these past 6 years, I've been doing that. So I've been making theme music. If you guys aren't familiar, as of currently, I made the music for Sammy Guevara. You hear Take Flight on AEW. That is me.
Oh, snap. Okay. I didn't know that.
That is myself. Big Swole's music. That is me. We had so much. I wish we recorded that session. We had so much fun. Good God. We had so much fun to capture that day. We were dying in the studio laughing, cracking jokes the whole time. I have, if you guys did not know, the little funny rap that the Miz and Morrison put out recently, like last month or something, I co-wrote that with them.
No, not the hey, hey, ho, ho. Not that one.
I didn't write that part. I didn't write that part.
Okay.
The stuff that they rapping, I had input in that. It was a little out of my lane, but I threw my input, and they the E gets their hands on things, and they alternated and stuff a little bit, but I had input on some of the stuff that I gave, so they did use some of the stuff, so I did have stuff to do with that, but that part I did not co-write.
Okay.
So yeah, that is what I do in wrestling as well. For anybody else who knows, I've made music for Moose, Swerve when he was in the Indies, when he was not using the Shaka Khan music, the other music he used, I made. I mean, what else? I mean, good God, there's so many people. Casey Navarro, Tasha Steeles, you name it. CZW, AEW, Impact, all that. Then, obviously, I'm with my bro doing the Swerve City Podcast. If you guys check that out, we film every other week. We're on episode 27 right now. Obviously, Isaiah Swerve Scott is with the WWE, and I'm his partner in crime on the show with Swole. We do that show. And we have Imperium coming next, and we have other people coming next. We've had Kofi Kingston. We've had
Kofi, Simone Johnson.
Thank you, bro. MVP,
Ruby Riott, Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai.
Yes.
I watched the show. Yes.
I watch it too. We're definitely.
So you watch us go off script and just clown the whole time. That's all we do, bro.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
We just clown. I'm pretty sure y'all two do that to your album script. And y'all go, you know what? Forget this script, Daniel. We just go do what we want.
Back.
So, that is what I do now, and in the wrestling business, and I've done some commentary. I've done some. I've managed a few times. I don't really like the managing thing too much. I'm too much of a calm personality to be managing me. But I've done a lot, and I've done a lot in the wrestling world for these 6 years, and it's been a lot of fun. I have a whole lot of more stories than bad ones. I've met a lot of great people, and I'm still pushing. I will let you guys know, because by the time this episode drops, it'll be out. Every podcast I do, I like to give people content, something unreleased and something new. So you guys will get this first. I haven't told nobody this, but I will tell you guys this. So by the time this comes out, the video will be out, because I know when you guys are putting this out.
Yeah.
Me and Brian Cage are doing a music video. The record is called Caged. We are doing a music video, and by the time this is out, I'm pretty sure the video will be out by the time this is out. So the video is in production now. Meet my bro in Jacksonville for AEW. We have just started filming this video. Song is called Caged. It is myself, and Brian Cage is in the video as my partner as I rap about Brian Cage. So that's the news.
That sounds so
you know what would be real tight? Like, when you find out the video's about to drop, if you tell us, and then we could load this interview at the same time, because that's exclusive.
Say less. Say less. Say less.
There it is.
Say less. Got my word. Got my word on that.
Wolverine.
That feels so dope. I'm hyped. Like
the Wolverine. I like that. I like this dude, man. I like it. Let me ask you. Oh, go ahead.
I love to show love, man, to my people, man, and we're all in this together. And I figured, let's all team up, and let's all share the sugar with each other, man. Let's all put our resources together and make history. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell them, because by the time this comes out, they'll know, and it gives them something. If they do want to promote something, then it'll all come out at the same time.
Absolutely, and we're definitely super down to promote it. It'll probably be annoyingly promoted.
Nah, trust me. I mean, I'm the same way on Twitter with a lot of stuff. I'm just promoting, man. You got to promote. You got to promote the brand. So look out for that. Look out for that video. It is going to be a lot of fun. It's in post production and pre production and all that now. So can't wait to let you guys see. I'll have it. I'll also have it in you guys' inbox first, so you guys will see it before it comes out. How about that?
Okay. Oh my God. You're hitting Terry with way too much.
I'll send you guys the link before it comes out when it's done. I got you guys.
Post all my pictures I got with Brian Cage. I'm tagging you. I'm tagging Brian Cage. I'm just gonna get outrageous. I do want to ask one question, because you say you do the Swerve City Podcast. Thank you, Swerve, for the podcast, because I enjoy it. I listen to it. Thank you, Monteasy, for being on and co-hosting. Also, Big Swole. I could just consider this like a spotlight. So we spotlight different people's, with the same background like us. Do you have like any advice or anything that you can tell people who do podcasts to help them as they keep moving forward?
Yes. The first thing I would say to you guys as a growing podcast is put out content, man. Just do what you guys do. Like, don't let anyone stop you guys from what you guys are doing. The entertainment business is very, very, very rugged. It's very, very cold, and it's a very, very turn back business. And turn back, I mean, like, a lot of people aren't going to support you at first. They'll, the entertainment business has no rules. So the way that people sometimes and no structure. So people, there's no, like, you go to a regular job, man. There's a structure on what you do. There's a structure on, okay, there's a time to be here. There's a time to do this. I'm leaving my job. I'm going home. So you have some kind of structure while you're at your job. Entertainment business doesn't really have that. So I say, man, just ignore the negativity. Ignore anything that is negative towards what you guys are doing. Speak your opinions. Don't hold back in what you say. Speak your mind. Also, too, I would say, as well as a podcast, too, man, keep content out there. Don't be afraid to speak speak how you feel. And also, anyone that is also of our culture, team up. You know what I mean? In this business, team up. Other Black podcasts and unity and everybody come together and share the sugar in that sense. And what I mean is, like, you know, just keep building, and with your content, things will grow. But don't let no one deter you from what you say. Don't let anyone stop you from your opinions. And don't worry about what this person might feel, that feel. Speak your mind about wrestling. You guys are passionate about it. You guys love this. This is what a lot of us have to get by in life because we don't really have much. So wrestling is really what we had. Mm-hmm. And keep putting that content out and keep your foot on people's necks, because content is key in 2020, especially during the quarantine, or even before or after this is over. If we're not the Walking Dead zombies by the time this is over, keep pushing content, guys, and just don't let your foot off the gas, because the one thing nobody can take from you is consistency. As long as you're consistent, you're humble, and you're putting in work, and you have a plan as a team, everything else will work out the way that it's supposed to work out.
That's some great advice. Definitely great advice. And I think what's most gratifying about that is we're definitely like trying to execute a good 90% of that right now. Like, that's why we, you know, brought you on. And I said, let me reach out to people that I know, you know, so that we can highlight them and promote whatever they're doing, because unity is very important, you know. Especially at this time, like, it's important that we stand together, because there's so much going on outside, and it's so easy to get caught up and sidetracked and just like let what's going on just deter you, you know, from anything positive. So, you know, in lieu to what's going on outside, I'm trying to shine a positive light on things, right? And a lot of us use wrestling as our refuge, and it really, literally and figuratively, have brought a lot of us together. So, like, again, we thank you for coming on and for the work that you do. Like, I think, you know, we will forever probably, you know, those who are hardcore behind and in front of wrestling fans, we will forever be thankful for Jim Johnston, right, and CFO. But they kind of like paved the way, you know, and made wrestling music hip. You know, and you're just kind of like sustaining that. So thank you, you know, for your 2000s of remaining wrestling music being hit. Like, I bump wrestling music in my car, like, as I drive and do long drives, and it's people like you who make us continue able to be able to do that. So thank you again.
Well, you know, I appreciate the sentiments and the positive vibes there, the positive comments. Thank you so much. I try to give people that feeling of what they heard when the NWO Wolfpack music came on back in the day, or you know, when they heard, like, you know, a hip hop like D'Lo Brown's theme or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I try to give people that type of feeling in just a more song structured way to make it like actual songs. But I try to give people that feeling, you know, and that fire doesn't burn out, because it's been, you know, I try to put my all behind every single record that I'm on. I try to put my all behind every single thing that I'm on, not only because my brand's on the line, but because I love this. And I know that, you know, even before me with Regaran, after me with Josiah, and me still being here 6 years later, you know what I'm saying? I've been happy to be able to sustain this and give people that feeling of when they hear Take Flight or when they hear Swole, just to give them that feeling, you know, because it's about feeling good and giving people that feeling, and also to help the wrestlers with their brand too. I didn't realize how important the music was until I got involved in this, and how tedious it could be. I didn't realize how important it was and how important it is to the brand, their matches, what they want to build everything around, and important, and also to the fans, because, you know, I'll keep it 100% tall on here. Sometimes I hear some stuff, I'll be like, yo, that song is ass. But, you know, not just saying that because I didn't do it, but just because some of the stuff I hear, it's like, nah, that's not it. But I try to give people that feeling, and thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, because, you know, talk about the music that you do. I like how the beat on the Swole drop. Like, I dig that. So what's in your CD player, on your iPod right now when you're driving around? What you listening to?
So I'm at a very, very interested age, right? I'm like pre-OG. to where I'm like, well, back in my day, but I'm like still young. So it's like a mixture. I don't want to be the old dude that like doesn't like represent hip hop as I get into like my later 30s and be like, man, you know, I'm just gonna listen to Sade. I ain't hip hop no more. But you know, I don't want to be too young to where I'm like wearing these chain belts like these 18-year-olds doing and dressing like them. So it's a mixture. So right now, man, I got, you know, obviously I'm bumping. I bump my old school. I bump my Pac. I bump my Biggie, my Wu-Tang, my T.I.'s. My T.I., you tripping, by the way, with that whole thing you're talking about. You tripping. T.I., you know what I mean? My 50. I bump. Man, I'm a hip hop head, man. Anything hip hop, I'm heavy in the R&B. Lately, I've been on my Ronald Isley. I've been on my, you know, who else? Man, Gap Band. I've been on all the classics. I've been on. I was just listening to Avant earlier today. I've been on my Avant.
Avant got some hits.
Hey, Avant. Hey, okay.
Joe, probably you got some Joe in there.
Oh, I got some Joe. I was just listening to I Want to Know and all the things your man won't do, and man, I was on all that. See, Avant's the reason why I got all these kids, and that's a whole nother story.
We're not gonna go down that road.
We're not gonna go down that road, brother. That's a whole nother. That's off the recording. But you know, what else? I like some of the new people. I like Lil Baby a lot. I like him a lot. I like Vince Staples. I like some of the younger folks too. I like Lil Baby a lot because he's good, but he has his own little style.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, sometimes I'm not really into the whole auto tune and harmonizing stuff, but some of it sounds good. Some of it is dope, and it keeps me current on what the new energy is in hip hop. So I like that, and also too, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of stuff's going on. Actually, you know what, man? I'm feeling generous. I'm gonna give you guys another announcement. I'm gonna give you guys another.
I can't take it.
You're gonna kill Terry on this.
Okay.
So another announcement.
I'm like getting close, like.
There's a new record coming out. There's a new song. It's on my album Erica's Son /GPS, which is me and Swerve's album, and my solo stuff is all compiled in one album. There's a song called Greatest Ever with Megaran, Josiah, and myself.
Wow.
And all three of us are on the song, going back and forth on the song. And let me tell you something, with the three guys who are like known for wrestling music came together on this record. I'll send it to you guys so you guys can hear it. I'll send you guys the MP3 so you guys can hear it. It was an amazing record. So the reason why I mention that is because I've been heavy on my Megaran lately. I've been bumping Josiah's music lately. So, you know, I've been supporting my bros and what they're doing. And so Monteasy featuring Megaran and Josiah Williams, Greatest Ever, will also be out around this time this interview comes out too. So that's another.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge.
He just gave us the greatest ever drop.
I know, right?
Greatest ever. I don't even know what to say right now. I don't know.
Told you guys, man. I told you, man. Y'all family, man. Y'all family, man. Y'all all the exclusives early, man. You know, you guys are the pre-download to NBA 2K.
But you know, that has to, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that room because you guys are so big in this industry.
Oh my!
And I mean, to be people of color, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
would tell you this too. I just, you know, we've talking a lot of positivity, just a little bit of negativity for the moment. I think we both were distraught when they canceled Mania because we were coming to your side of town.
So why we gotta talk about this again?
I'm just wanted because we're gonna talk on something after, you know, whatever. But I can only imagine what it would have been like down there to have the culture literally in one area, and just I can only imagine what a great time it would have been. So I can imagine that this record can be a little bit of a, like, you know, here's a I'm sorry your ice cream fell on the floor. Like, here's a pack of M&Ms.
To be able to, have those guys on the record and be able to build like a conglomerate, a unit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To be able to build that has meant everything to me, and I'm so glad that I've been able to build a friendship with those guys and really have us come together and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And let's make history, guys. Let's make something. I really want to make an EP with those guys. Like maybe like 6 songs with the 3 of us.
Wow.
I think that'll be good because all of us are in different walks of lines in wrestling, and we're all like all intermingling, all at the same, like in the same structure. So I think that'd be great for not only our people, but great for wrestling as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you guys decide to do that, just make sure you kind of like do like maybe a documentary in tandem to that, because I would love to see what the process is like for all of that creativity to be in one room. Like that has to be amazing.
It's a lot of fun, and I just love being able to come together and to get those creative minds. And you know what, man, I got to give a shout out to Swerve too, because he got right in the trenches with us, and this rap thing's not easy. It's a blood sport. Rap's a blood sport, man.
I can imagine.
Rap's a blood sport, and everybody wants to be the best. And he's come in, and I got to give a shout out to my bro. He's been kicking ass on the mic, and I'm proud of him. And him being able to take the advice and just him become his own artist has been fun as well. So in the fall, we're dropping GPS/Erica Sun. It's like the Love Below on Speakerbox, how Outkast did it.
Okay.
It is like, only thing is it's like the group album, and then it's the solo album of me. So you'll hear the first 10 songs of the group, and then the next 10 songs is my solo stuff.
Okay.
So that's 20 records of me. So that's a lot of Monteasy. So I am taking a super break after that too. I am just going to podcast for a while, let my brain be fresh, working on 20 songs. But no, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to giving you guys this music and really build on that. So it's been definitely a whirlwind, but it's been a fun one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we close out, Monteasy, shout out to your song you got called Black Boy. I also like that.
I'm a body art fan. Got body art in the rotation.
Can you
thank you.
Give us the social media or where people can contact you or reach you?
Yes. For anything related to Monteasy, you can find me at TZ Scott on Instagram, Twitter, Monteasy on Facebook. Anybody that wants any theme songs from me, I am in the studio working, so MonteasyTV at gmail.com. Also, to let you guys know as well that I do motivational speaking here in the state of Florida. I do travel around, but in the state of Florida, that has been postponed, obviously, with the events of everything that's happening until January 2021. So I'm not doing any motivational speaking bookings right now. Everything's in studio. I'm working on music. Anybody wants some theme songs? You already know what hit me. Let's work. Let's make history. And I just want to continue pushing the culture forward. And I will be sending that Greatest Ever record to both of you guys. And and let's keep pushing the culture forward, man. Let's keep going.
Can you go turn my car on, put the air conditioning on so I can ride around and listen to this song? No, okay. It's a little hot outside. I just want to have myself prepped and ready.
Very stupid.
Monteasy, I'd like to thank you for giving us this time and everything, just coming on, talk about your love of wrestling. We really appreciate you. Let's see, Danielle, you don't have anything else before I close out?
No, I think we're good. I mean, we can go on for hours and hours, but I mean, if he's got Swerve calling, there's got to be a reason.
Swerve.
Hey, I'll call him back. I talked to him more than I talked to my mama. So he good. If you guys need me for how much time you guys have, I'm here. It's all good.
We appreciate that.
Do I have another question for you?
Sure. Go ahead. I'm here. I'm on y'all. Hey, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Well, we're going to go here then.
Let's go. I'm ready. I ain't got nothing to do.
All the theme songs you made, what's your top one that you like?
Okay. So
That's my last question. That's my last one.
So with all my kids, I love all my kids equally, and they're all my favorite kids. But they're all my favorite child. But it's like they're all different. You know what I mean? All your kids are different if you have children or family members. You love different family members, different for different reasons, but you love them.
Come on. Which one? I like what you just said there, but I see you trying to evade the question. Come on with it. It's got to be one you like. When you hear it, you like, yeah.
150. He's trying to comb through.
You can have 150, but it's that one that you like. I really outdid myself on that one. It's got to be one.
Have you guys heard that one I did for Swerve in the Indies?
I can't remember it. I was actually at his last 4 matches, and they all were Shaka Khan. But I think they did that because he was on his way out. His last match was Pancakes and Power Drivers, and he did Shaka Khan, and we lost our shit. But
I mean, I tell people to this day, like, hey man, that record I did for you was cool, but nothing's touching Shaka Khan. I will never touch that. I'm not competing with that. But I will take B. I will take B, no problem. Check out that song I did called Swerve. It is probably the most complete. It is the most complete song I've made ever in wrestling for as far as having a singer on the record, the beat, the lyrics. I think that has been the most total package beat. I think that because that is the record that Roman Reigns' Heart of a Warrior brought me into the door in 2014. But the Swerve record changed my life because it got me to introduce myself to him. And it also proved to me that I had like a different diversity with wrestling themes. And it really, really did a lot for my career in showing the imprint of what I can do when I have to make like a actual formulated record. Because there's a certain template when you make theme songs you make. You know, and that one I was actually forced to make a record. So I would say that is my favorite one for that reason.
All right. Well, that's it for me. You know, I don't want to hold your time or anything, but I do appreciate you sitting here with us on the spot, just coming working together. You know, like he said, you can catch him on the Swerve City Podcast or Instagram at Monteasy. I'm Terry with the spot. This is Danielle from the pretty. What's that, Danielle? You playing a song?
It?
What's up?
Is that it?
Nope, that's not it.
Oh, you got me dancing to somebody that's not him. Let's get out of here. Well,
I'm sorry, I was trying to look for it. I got Shaka Khan stuck in my head.
Just put a Monteasy Swerve and it'll pop up.
So, like I always say, guys, if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, I can put the shirt up. We love wrestling. It's too sweet.
Too sweet.
For the culture.
There it is.